Welcome back to the Find This Base Invitational. Today, Zeus Esports are taking on Psycho Esports. This is the semi-finals. Let's see who will win. Opening the war, we have Kazuma taking on Selenio's very common Legends base, which I have seen maybe 30 times. Not too sure. Anyways, Yeti and a Warden coming in to the left-hand side of the base. It looks like it might be a fireball. It is indeed going to be a fireball with the Super Witches to follow up. Okay. No ice block spell, so this fireball could definitely get wonky. His Warden doesn't really have a plan B, I suppose, if he does step into the base. Needs to support the Warden here with something. Wait, what? Oh, the Booger. The Booger is keeping the Warden nice and healthy here. Wall breaker to the left-hand side of the base. Warden getting sprung. Interesting. Okay. When is he going to fireball? He spent so long on this Warden charge. Here's the fireball all the way on the Builder Hut in the core. I was not expecting that, I'm not going to lie. But does get down the CC and the Bomb Hive. That is some very awesome value indeed. Okay, here we go. Here we go then. King, Queen coming in with the Super Witches. So basically no funneling on this one. Does have the Owl on the, what's he called? The Dragon Duke right here. Interesting choice of pet for sure. A minute and 30 seconds left. It's going to be close on time no matter what happens here. Very heavy back end with all of the heroes and the Revenge Tower. I'm not feeling too confident about this one so far. But let's see. King ability is forced by the Ricochet Cannon and the Expo. Overgrowth is coming in to cover the Rage Tower. 50 seconds on the clock. 50 seconds on the clock. Okay. Interesting. Free spell onto the Super Wizard Tower and the Inferno Tower. Warden getting kind of cooked by the Fire Spitter. Does have the Queen and Dragon Duke ability to use and decides to pop the Queen ability now with the Giant Gauntlet. No, the Giant, sorry, not the Giant Gauntlet. The Giant and the Magic Mirror. Dragon Duke gets through the enemy Dragon Duke. I think it's going to come down to time. I don't think he has the time here. The Minion Prince still alive. That's going to be a lot of hit points in the core. Uses the stun ability on the Dragon Duke. 9 seconds left. Invis spell to use. 5, 4, 3... No, it's not going to make it. It is so crushed. But he runs out of time. Pato up next for Psycho Esports. He's bringing the Queen dive here. Oh, sorry, Queen charge. With the Warden and his Rage Gem. Interesting. Invis onto the Queen. Nice. Nice. Another Invis onto the Queen. Dragon Duke staring him down. And another Invis onto the Queen. Oh, he has the new Warden skin. Dude, this Warden skin, I want it so bad. But it doesn't come out for like another 5 days or something. I think because Pato is like a super creator, he gets it early. Oh my god, it is so sick. I really want this skin and I would spend double the price of what it is to get it because it's so sick. Anyways, here come the Meteor Golems into the the right-hand side of the base here. Entering into the town hall with the war. I mean, look at that skin. It's like an eyeball in the middle of the flipping thing. And like a giant key does the shooting. Like, what? That is sick. Anyways, I'm getting distracted here. Log launcher into the town hall to open up the walls. He does have the Dragon Duke with the King on the top side of the base. Is that the Vamp Stash or something? Or is that the Stick Horse maybe? No. It looked to me like the King was attacking really fast, but I guess I was just making it up. Headhunters get caught by a couple of bombs there, so the King is going to go down quite early into the attack. Not really ideal. Tunnel Tome is popped in the core of the base. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Dragon Duke at his full ability. Rage spell from the Super Valk. But the Revenge Tower on the back end is looking quite strong. The walls are not opened. Everything slowly dying out here with just a Skelly spell and a Totem spell to use. Totem onto the Queen. Warden goes down. Queen goes down. Oh, this is not a good... This is not a good attack. This is not a good attack whatsoever. Pato gonna reach into the 70% mark. Barely with this attack. Not ideal, and Zeus already have the lead. Yatta is up next then for Zeus Esports. Starting off with the Dragon Duke on the bottom side of the base. Alright. 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 Anyways. Looking good so far. Nice stun ability with the Dragon Duke. Very interesting plan here. There's like barely any air damage on this bottom corner of the base. So obviously that's why Yatta has gone with the Dragon Duke charge into this area. And it gets ridiculous amounts of value. Takes down a huge chunk of the base there at the start. And the Dragon Duke is shortly going to go down. But he can revive the Dragon Duke later into the hit. In fact, does the Dragon Duke go down? Yes, he does. He does go down to the mono. Not a lot of value from the Fire Heart. Being, of course, the death damage from the Fire Heart. Now going with the Warden and the Dragon Riders into the core. Revives the Dragon Duke. Mono looking quite scary. Can totem in a second. Freezes. Okay. Nice. Queen is going to have a couple of issues here. She's quite low on health, but it's looking good so far. Dragon Duke with yet another revive spell that can be used onto him. Overgrowth onto the back end of the base. That is a bad overgrowth. I guess he's trying to force everybody into the Revenge Tower, but I feel like he should have covered the Fire Spitter maybe, instead of kind of messing up the Dragon Rider pathing. But either way, there are still so many Dragon Riders left alive. I don't know what Yatta has fed his Dragon Riders, but my Dragon Riders would have been dead by now. Looks like things are going to start fizzling out. Does have the Minion Prince ability. Going to use that now. Can revive the Dragon Duke, but deciding not to yet. Interesting. Interesting. He still has a Queen ability, and all of the Dragon Riders now slowly fizzling out on the back end of the base. Okay. Okay. He has that revive spell, and he has the Queen ability. Revive something. I mean, surely you would revive the Dragon Duke, right? Or maybe just revive the Minion Prince. Could also work out, I suppose. But just revive something, right? Otherwise, time could be an issue here, maybe. He might even be able to swag it, actually. The Minion Prince does a great job at clearing the rest of the base. And yes, he does revive the Minion Prince. And it's going to be a 3-star for Yatta. A very, very nice attack here with the Dragon Duke charge into the Dragon Riders. P. Castro heading up next for Psycho Esports. Desperately needs a 3-star here to keep his team in the game. Starting off with the throwers. Of course, is making use of the Dragon Duke. I would love to know how many attacks in esports these days make use of the Dragon Duke, as opposed to probably the RC or the King most commonly. But yeah, it's going to be the RC replaced for P. Castro's attack here. That does seem to be the most common way to do it, is drop the RC and instead grab yourself a little Dragon Duke. So yeah. Might be a fireball to start here. Interesting setup. Probably going to go right into the Town Hall afterwards. Does leave quite a heavy back end. Here's the fireball. Invis. Fireball onto the Rage Tower. Takes down the entire core. Damn. Oh, whoa. I am not sure about that one. goes on the opposite side of the town hall with the throwers. Okay. Obviously, there is good skelly spell value on this bottom side here with a bunch of, you know, mostly single targeting defenses. So I assume he wants to get them down nice and easy at the start. Okay. There's an ice golem and a wall breaker is successful. But the bomb hive could cause some issues here, splashing on every single thrower. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The healers. The healers. Uh-oh. Oh, God. That's a bit scary. Okay, they move out of the way. Oh, no. That is really bad. That is really bad. The healers go down to the furnace and the... What is that? The bomb hive? Yeah, the bomb hive. So he's got no healers in this attack. These throwers now are just dead. And it's a 1-star. I mean, unless the Dragon Duke can somehow clutch up here, it's going to be a 1-star. I mean, he's going to try and send the Dragon Duke into the Town Hall. He knows it as much as I do. Even rages up the Dragon Duke, which actually doesn't do anything. I'm pretty positive. I think he already has most of the stats that he can get from the rage spell already maxed out or something like that. I saw something about that. Anyways, the Revenge Tower goes down. Okay, he might be able to get the Town Hall down with a couple of minions, but he's got 30 seconds. He's got 30 seconds, or not even 30 seconds, 15 seconds. It's a 1-star. It is quite simply just a 1-star. That is exactly what I thought might happen because he did enter into the mono side of the base. And things are really looking bad for Psycho Esports now. Ryuta is up next for Zeus Esports. He's bringing the throwers here. Okay. Okay. There's a nice ice golem onto the long-range tower with the multi-archer tower. Looking good so far. Invis onto the queen. Okay. Okay, and recalls and does catch all of the healers. Looking good so far. Poison spell onto the furnace. Queen with the log launcher and the throwers now heading right into the town hall. Interesting. Interesting indeed. This time, the king is replaced by the Dragon Duke, and he's going to take the RC. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, I say interesting 5 times. Who cares? Who even cares? Ice Golems now going to stall up the Warden and the Throwers. Log Launcher pops. What is the Warden doing? Oh my god, okay. Warden trying his best to sell the attack. Here comes the counter funnel on the opposite side of the base. Dragon Duke getting kind of fried by the air defense. RC also taking a lot of damage from the Expo and the Scatter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this is getting a little bit messy here. This is getting a little bit messy here. Dragon Duke ability is forced by the mono. Okay. Dragon Duke forced to Phoenix already. Not ideal, but there isn't a lot of base left. Revenge Tower is going to cause some issues, as it always does. Using the first totem now. I think he's going to fall short here at the Revenge Tower, right? How does he get to that Revenge Tower? The thrower's already punching a random assortment of wolves, trying his best to distract the Revenge Tower for as long as possible. But the Skelly spell isn't going to be enough here. The throwers, though, step in and get it down. The RC already gone down herself, though. I don't think he's got much of a chance. I don't think he has got much of a chance here. Throwers are going down. Super Wizard Towers are going to hold this one. And it's 88% for Mr. Ryuta. Banal is up next for Psycho Esports. He's using the throwers here. Interesting. Interesting indeed. They really, really do need a 3-star here. Otherwise, they are still going to be down by 2 stars. And by then, at attack number 4, the match is basically over. Let's see if Bernal can do it. Starting off with the Queen Charge into the Rage Tower here on the bottom side of the base. Sneezy Boogers are doing their thing, clearing a couple of defenses for him. Okay, Lava Hound being lured. And recalls the Queen with the Warden. Now luring the Lava Hound to the bottom side of the base. Doesn't even have a poison spell for him, which is certainly a bit of a crazy decision in my opinion. Those Lava Pups are going to stall him up for a very long time. Do these Archers and Wizard get it down? That would be kind of good. That would be kind of good. Anyways, let's focus on these throwers. Heading right into the Mono and the Revenge Tower. A nice entry has been set up here. The Skelly spell onto the Bomb Hive is doing its job really well. The Queen, though, started to take some damage from the Minion Prince. But the Frozen Arrow clutches up. Nice. 2 Druids onto the King. He remains nice and healthy. There's the Overgrowth spell onto the back end Rage Tower and Fire Spitter. But here comes the Lava Hound. The Queen pulled to the outside of the base by the Lava Pups. Oh, Warden. Warden is going to follow the Queen. Oh, that is far from ideal. Dragon Duke stun being forced. Probably a little bit too early there. Overgrowth spell going to wear off any second now. There it is. There it is. King ability is also popped. Freezes up that Fire Spitter. And the Inferno Tower. Dragon Duke is going to go down with the Phoenix. Queen is dead. No, she's not. Decides to keep the Queen alive for a little bit longer. The throwers are alive. The Queen gets down the long-range shot tower thing, whatever you want to call it. And as you guys can see, it is going to be a 3-star for Bernal. Quite a crushed one here. Really nice value with the Queen Charge at the start. And other than that, he just had to worry about those throwers. The Queen tried to sell, but as you guys can see, Psycho Esports are back in the match. Gaku up next for Zeus Esports. A 3-star here would theoretically win the war unless Stars, who is closing the war, gets like a really low percentage. And vice versa, if Gaku sells here, there could be an opportunity for Psycho Esports. But they do have to get a 3-star, at least one 3-star to kind of secure the match here. Gaku is going to be taking the Root Riders with an RC charge. Very interesting. The first attack in a very long time where I haven't seen the Dragon Duke being used. And I guess it does mostly make sense here because the King and the Queen are always good tools for the Root Riders. But he does have the Angry Jelly on the King. Interesting. What is he going to do with this King? I have got no idea. I'm sure we will find out a little bit later into the attack. 2 throwers to support these Root Riders. Okay. Finding a bunch of traps at the start of the attack. Loses the Fox on the RC. And almost loses the RC ability. This is getting sketchy. This is getting sketchy very quickly here. Already having to pop the Eternal Tome. Root Riders somehow path right into the core. Without much support from the heroes. They're going to be quite vulnerable now. Overgrowth onto the back end Revenge Tower and the Mono. There's the King. Didn't even spot him coming in to the top, sorry, to the bottom side of the base there. Interesting. RC ability with the Queen ability and 3 Invis spells still left to be utilized, but a lot of base to go. 3 Inferno Towers and the Revenge Tower with the Mono. Here comes the Revenge Tower. Root Riders get shredded. Where's the RC? Wait, no! He must have swagged the RC ability, right? The RC has gone down. I think he swagged the RC ability. Uh-oh. That is not good. That is not good. This percentage isn't great either. See what he can push it up to, though. Not over yet. Does have a Skelly spell to use, but it's not going to be totally useful with all of these Inferno Towers. Queen and the Warden, the only 2 left alive. There's the Skelly spell to try and distract the heroes, but it doesn't fool the minion prince, and he takes down the queen. And actually, he does force it up to about the 90% mark. So overall, not a bad result, but it is an opportunity for Psycho Esports. Leo up next for Psycho Esports. A 3-star here will keep the war even on stars. And the pressure would then all be on stars. Right? Anyways, queen starting off towards the left-hand side of the base here into the crow tower. He's obviously going to try and get this queen into the revenge tower and the mono. And zaps onto the rage tower. Takes down an expo and a fire spitter, of course, with the rage tower. Queen entering right into the core. If he could get down this mono and the revenge tower with this queen charge, it's looking very, very solid. But that is a handsome task. Another invis onto the queen. Only has another... Only has one more invis spell. Booger tanks for the queen. Oh, this is so OP. This is so OP. Okay. There we go. Queen recalled. Nice. Very, very solid start here for Leo. Does lose a healer. Maybe. Yes. Does lose a healer to the multi-archer tower there and the bomb hive. Not the end of the world. But just something to keep an eye on. King and RC. Once again, no Dragon Duke being used. Very interesting to see that on a thrower attack. Very interesting to see that. Let's see if he can pull it off. Maybe the king and the RC on the opposite side. Nope, he is going to send the king on the right-hand side here. Rage tower triggered. Headhunters get taken down by the log launcher. Or took down, taken down. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Lava Hound in the core is going to stall him up. There's the RC with the king on the right-hand side. One more totem spell left here. Not a lot of spells to use. But he does have the king and RC ability. Throwers are still looking healthy. A minute on the clock should be enough time. Especially with that king spiky ball still to be used later into the hit. RC still has her fox alive. Dragon Duke going to stall up that queen and the throwers for a moment here. RC ability is going to be forced. Probably popped any second now. Goes invisible once again. 40 seconds. He's got it. He has totally got this one. Doesn't swag the RC ability like Gaku, and he can pop that king ability at the 93% mark. It will clear the rest of the buildings for Leo, and they are back in this match. The war is in stars, and who is it? Seleno's hands, I do believe. There's the king ability, and as you guys can see, a very crushing 3-star for Leo. That queen charge was just so ridiculously OP. Stars closing the war for Zeus Esports. A 3-star here is necessary to 100% secure the win. He is starting off with a queen charge into the long range tower. Is he just copying Leo's approach? Nope, he's definitely not. Earthquakes, zaps. Oh my god, one more zap on the revenge tower to take it down. Stars. Stars. The revenge tower. Oh, this is not going to plan. Stars, you have a... There we go. Okay. He did finally notice. Oh, loses... No, that was... What is happening? The Warden goes and walks with the giant. Why did he have the giant on the queen? That was so dumb. Okay, here we go. Meteor Golems onto the left-hand side of the base. Really good value. Basically just took down the entire core. But it did cost him a lot of spells. Log launcher once again being used. King coming in to the bottom side of the base for the Meteor Golems here. Where's the queen? Hold on, where did the queen go? Wait, Wait! How did the queen die? Oh, that's not good. That is not good. These Meteor Golems are going to be really slow now. And look, they get stalled up on that Dragon Duke for so long. The Warden getting fried by the Inferno. There's nothing he can do. He only has the totem spell. The Eternal Tome is forced early. Oh my god, the Warden goes down. The Warden goes down. This is not looking good at all for Stars. Does he even get the 2-star here? Where's the Dragon Duke? There he is on the opposite side of the base. Totem spell onto the long shot. Oh boy. This is a 1-star. There's too many heroes here. There's only the one Meteor Golem left alive. And Stars completely throws the match with a 1-star. And now all that Psycho Esports need to do is get a 2-star in their final attack. RIP. Selenio closing the war then for Psycho Esports. He's bringing the Dragon Duke, replacing the Royal Champion. Okay. Left-hand side of the base, Invis and snipes the Expo with the rocket balloons. All that Selenio needs to... Oh, hold on. The Expo doesn't quite go down. I think he wanted to go with a Flame Flinger here. But he's going to have to invest another Invis spell if he wants to get that Expo down. That's not the plan. 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 Okay, here we go. Here we go. Furnace and Lava Hound luring to the CC. Sorry, luring to the Warden from the CC. Okay. Okay. Interesting. The Sneeze is getting cooked. Has to invis again. Oh, that's such a rip. He doesn't even need the 2-star here. He doesn't even need the 2-star here. He just has to get down the Town Hall. But he's going for a risky plan with a giant fireball onto the Rage Tower. I think he had to invest an extra invis spell onto the multi-archer tower. Does he have enough invis spells for this fireball now? I'm not sure he does. Spending a lot of time so far on the fireball. The Flame Flinger has some really nice value. Fireball is on target. Nice. Fireball is on target. Also gets down the Expo. Wait, this is Fireball rocket balloons. What? Okay. Just goes with the hero dive into the Town Hall. He can use the King ability to open up the walls, which is going to be the Earthquake boots. The Warden is kind of cooked, maybe. No, the long shot doesn't lock onto the Warden. King ability being popped any second now. Any second now. There we go. King ability is popped. Has to get the Town Hall down. That's it. That's all he has to do here. Still has the Dragon Duke to place down. Not a lot of time left. Does the Town Hall go down to the Queen? Bomb. 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 Yes, it does. Town Hall goes down, and that is a win for Psycho Esports no matter what happens now. As you guys can see, I don't think it's going to make it the full way. But let's find out. The Queen is still alive. No, she goes down. The hero dive value just really wasn't ideal here. The Dragon Duke could clutch up. He gets a decent stun there. 27 seconds. Does he have a chance? Does he have a chance? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. 80%? No. It's not going to be a 3-star. But it is a very respectable 83% 2-star for Selenio. I'm not going to lie. Zeus absolutely sold this match like crazy. And it is a fail for Selenio. But it doesn't matter. As you guys can see, Psycho Esports win. Zeus lose. What a match. I'll see you guys in the next one.